Hey everybody, watch this review here with a quick look at the Master Shake Mothmonsterman 2-pack that I guess is put out by Palisades, which I wasn't even aware of the company until relatively recently, but I bought these figures last month with a whole bundle of other stuff that I got for, I guess, a relative price. Like, I bought a ton of auctions at once just to save on shipping, and I really like, of course, Shake, the Mothman. I remember his episode. He was hilarious. He was one of the early guys. And, of course, I got it for the Brood Witch down here. See the Brood Witch? The Blair Witch is here? No, the Brood Witch. Yeah, it can't be disassembled or taken apart. But apparently it can, because that's what happens. I don't know if you guys watch Toy Spot at all. You'll know that he did a bunch of Ren and Stimpy figures recently and stuff from that. But I guess it was also put out by Palisades. I never saw these in stores. I never saw the Ren and Stimpys either, but I assume stuff like this would be sold in like Hot Topic because they do carry a lot of the other stuff. I'm gonna open him up in a second. But just here's a look at the outside package. You'll know that notice that he's got a little life preserver thingy in there. Just, I guess, from the tie-in with Carl's Pool, probably. And Shake has a pair of glasses at the bottom. Now, I guess they do go pretty heavy on the accessories, and a lot of this is kind of cool, but let me open them up. 1 second. In case anybody ever wonders, I cut these with a knife. That way I can generally preserve the clamshell packaging if I want to save it for later, as opposed to using scissors, which can get kind of messy. Here we go. You'll notice that Shake also has a stand down here. And there's a magnet attached on the Brood Witch. I love this stuff. Actually, it's a really cool thing. I'm going to try disassembling him in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Oh shoot, it's got a magnet on. I don't want to put that too close to my camera. Let me just quickly pull this stuff out so get a good look at it. Stuff I could do off camera, but just the background for people who are not familiar with the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the number one hood G. It's a show on the Adult Swim. It's run for a number of seasons, and now I don't know if it's in. I want to say it's been like 5 or 6 seasons, but honestly, I've got no clue at this point because I haven't even been actively watching. They tackle a lot of paranormal crap half the time, then they just have a lot of spoofy stuff with a bunch of recurring characters like the Moon and Knights, which look like a pun on the old Space Invaders. They're 2D guys. They're pretty hot. They actually got into some trouble over in Boston and some other cities because they set up their Moon Knight things, and for some reasons these idiots mistook them for possible bombs, you know, back during the height of terrorism. Then they ended up getting sued. So, and I think they lost the lawsuit, I believe, or I don't know if they settled or lost. You'd have to look it up, but supposedly during the whole press conference about it, all they did was talk about their hair. I mean, I didn't see the press conference, obviously, but I'm just repeating what I heard on, I believe, one of these little news stories, maybe BusinessNet or something, but check it out. Check it out, yo. Check it out. His name is Shake Zula, the Mike Rula, old schooler. If you want a trip, give it to you. Fry Luck, something. Honestly, I think the only one I'd probably bother buying is this one, because the other characters aren't as hilarious as Shake, just because he's such a colossal douchebag, and the audience knows it, but he just plays it up for the other characters on the show. Actually, I probably should have just done all this off screen, or at least taken off frickin'. You know, I just want to do some speed editing because I have a lot of stuff mint in box that I want to take out of the box, but at the same time I want to have a box, show the box in these reviews, because at some point I do want to review every single figure I own. So by December I hope to at least get 100 of those things done. I, of course, own more than 100, and, you know, it's a small collection, relatively speaking. compared to some of these other guys, like frigging Solid Snake in My Pants, who's got like a room full of characters, which is just like the coolest thing I've ever seen, you know. Look at that! That's so adorable. Yeah, he's totally badass. Don't forget it. And of course, Mothman, who I believe was only in one episode, because he does happen. It looks like he dies at the end of the episode, but who knows? You'll notice that he has actual articulation here in terms of a ball joint of some sort. And all four arms have that. And of course his legs do move somewhat. But, you know, you don't expect to pose this tremendous amount. Shake's hands look like they move, but I don't... Well, I guess they move side to side. And apparently the Brood Witch cannot be taken apart or disassembled because I just tried it and it looks like it's all fastened together in one piece. But look at the detailing on the Brood Witch. Freaking awesome. Doesn't look as delicious in the show, mind you, but it's a really awesome looking thing. It doesn't have much detail in the show either, but I guess the white stuff there's supposed to be cheese, but that's one evil looking sandwich. And you can read all about it in Vogue. I mean, shoot, I forgot what the one that Frylock lied that he had read the article in, but Brood Witch, awesomely evil thing. You know, if you have to buy it for anything, buy it for the Brood Witch. Awesome. Of course, Shake is adorable. I do like him, but I mean, obviously, it's not as big of a thing as the others. But I got it for $5, then another $2 for shipping on the combine. So, you know, unless you, of course, actualize it across all the figures bought. Because initially you have to pay X amount, then in addition to that, I think it was like $2 each, but although I really bought it for the 2 Watchmen figures, so I guess I'd break the 9 shipping plus the additional 2 between those and traditionalize it to a $5.50 each for them, but I'm talking too much, and you know, I've shown you what I'm going to show you, and